Hello, I'm Julie Dottle. I am from Goodland, Kansas. I'm USD 352. I'm doing my Module 5 over North Elementary, which is a 3-6 building. Next year I will be working in that building and also in our primary building, the K through 2. So I looked at their data. Who we are, we'll start here with our population. We are 77.04% white. We have 19.26% Hispanic, and some other, we're pretty not very diverse. We have 11.85% ELL students, which is quite a bit below the state average, but it is a segment of our population that we do look at. Students with disabilities, we have 10.37 in this building. I would say in our district it's a little heavier, but in this building it's a little bit lower. Also, we have 55.93% of our students in this building come from economically disadvantaged homes. How we do business. In our district, we are a one-to-one iPad initiative, and that's kindergarten through, they say 20 because we have a technical school here, which they were actually the first ones to go one-to-one iPad initiative. We are an Apple Distinguished Awards school, and we've applied for that again this year because we are one-to-one iPads. I think we are in our, I want to say, 7th year of that. We are a very prideful small school district out here in western Kansas. We have different days where we wear our pride shirts, and we also we dress down on those days and use that money to donate to different things. We also donate our time and efforts around the community at the fair and different things. We've been using the PLC model for as long as I can remember, probably 10 years. We went through the MTSS process several years ago, and in my building, the K2 building that I've been working in, we have continued to use it in reading and math. I know that it has sort of fallen off in other places. We'll have new leadership in this building next year that I'm going to be in, and we have shared decision making with staff, and I feel like that leadership and the building leadership teams that they have developed over the years has made a very peaceful working environment. Another thing that we do are structured walkthroughs. Staff and administrators do these. We're actually looking to revamp that this year as well. So where we are right now, as we look at our math performance levels, over the last couple of years, and here the whole district and then at the state level, we are probably we're looking pretty good in the math. We got a new math series a couple of years ago. We don't have so many kids in the 1 levels as the state or even in the upper grades. So I think that this tells a lot about our efforts in that. Our performance levels in the ELA, we are a little bit above in the lower levels of this as well. And I think this is something that we should really be looking at, which subgroups aren't performing, how to raise those levels up. Is there something in our current curriculum that we need to add? Some things that we need to take away so that we are knowing what the kids know. Also looking at that data in this school particularly, I think that that part has sort of been skipped. We know which kids aren't passing and which ones are, but we're not asking all the right questions to see what they do know and what they don't know and where we need to go with that. Where do we want to be? Well, we want all the subgroups to move up on the rubric. We want to have best practices in our classrooms, so some PD in that. We want teachers to be empowered and driven by the growth mindset for themselves and also for their students. Not that they have failed because a child hasn't passed, but what can I do to help them know what they need to know? Another thing that we would like to do are do some student-led data notebooks where they're tracking their own data on different things from anywhere from attendance to their RCBM for the week. We also want students to be able to show what they know. And how will we implement that? What are our next steps? We've changed leadership a little bit, and we're going to have an instructional coach in this building and also the other building, and be in charge of helping implement the new reading series and several other things. Along that list would be to revisit those PLC norms and expectations, that while you're there, you're discussing student data, what they do know, what they need to know, how are we going to help them to know it. During that PLC time, that data studying, the Ames web and progress monitoring regularly, and then for kids who are struggling to do a QPS or a STAR or some other inventory to figure out what they do know and what they don't know and what we need to work on. And the questions, of course, how will we make sure that they learn it? We're getting a new reading series this year, so we'd like to get some PD on some of the best practices that are kind of available with that series. Do some help in the classroom setting up how to implement that with Vanillity. Also, we are going to have title paras helping in classrooms with centers and that sort of thing. So we're going to do some para support and some professional development with them on reading and reading steps. How will we evaluate our efforts? Continued data analysis, progress monitoring, doing surveys to find out if we're making progress, what the needs of the teachers are, what the needs of the paras are, what the needs of the students and parents are, so that we can help support them.